Okay, everybody. So something was wrong with my computer. I am now on my phone. I've opened a new window. Hopefully you'll be able to see me on the new window. So Arnell, if you could tell me in the text that you can see me. I got several messages from many of you that I was frozen. Let me know that you can see me in this new window on my phone. There we go. I'm seeing people log in. So I'll wait a second. Now the numbers are going up. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. I'm just going to wait 30 seconds to let more people log in because I had to open a new window. We'll just wait a second or two or 30. Let me just see. All right, thank you. So it looks like we're back. It's 7:03. I'm going to jump right in. Two things I want to say before I actually deliver the message today. Last Magical Monday, I meant to say this and I forgot. On our Saturday Soul Work Sanctuary Zoom call, I had invited everybody who is participating in that portion of Soul Work Sanctuary to just ask themselves the question, what have you noticed that has shifted in you at the end of 2025? And I wanted to invite everybody, including if this is the first time you're hearing that question, to post your answer on our Magical Monday Facebook page. So the question is, what do you notice has shifted in you at the end of 2025 as we begin 2026? Just pop that answer in and we'll just all take a look at the shifts that are occurring in all of us and support that in each other. Your taking the time to post it is actually going to activate an energetic element of support to the entire circle. So I would really encourage you, feel into yourself and post that there. The second thing I want to say today before I share the message is what I'm going to share has to do with the intensity of things that are already unfolding on the world stage. In the way of intense circumstances that are happening. I'm getting some more messages. If I am breaking up, y'all, I apologize. There's nothing else I can do in this moment. I will say this to you. I have purchased a booster. It arrived over the weekend. I have an appointment with my landlord today to figure out where I can put it on the property to be close to his router to amplify the bandwidth of Wi-Fi in my private casita. So I am actively working on a solution to that problem. Let me get back to what else I was going to say. So I just want to take a moment for all of us. There are many of you who are in Minnesota where intense circumstances are still swirling around the murder of Renee Good. And I just want to invite all of us, before I share the message, because it's relevant, just to take our jumper cables, put them on our heart chakra, and I'm going to invite you to go inward for just a moment. And I want to put our first point of focus on the family of Renee. And I just want to collectively bring a moment of stillness and calm and love and light to that trauma. So first, activate that within yourself by connecting to the infinite ocean of the one source creator. And then in whatever way makes sense to you, you're just going to take a breath in, feeling that love. Even in the midst of your own confusion, feel that love and light. And as you exhale, just imagine that light traveling to the family and bringing a sense of inner clarity in the midst of the outer chaos, heartache, and trauma. And then as a collective, as a tiny little tribe here that gathers once a week on Facebook and once a month on Zoom, I want you to just think about all of our members. There are, I think, 5 or 6, Deborah and Diane and Liz and Joseph and Catherine, who all live in that state where this turmoil and this tragedy has struck, and it's got to be reverberating in them a little even more intense than it is in those of us watching it from a distance. In this moment, I want all of us to collectively just breathe into that space of clarity and calm within you. And as you exhale, offer it as a warm, energetic hug to our tribe members who are living in that state and in that city, with the intention of allowing our love and support to empower them to let their shoulders soften just a little bit more, let their minds calm just a little bit more, and let them soften their fear that wants to keep in a stance of bracing against something external. Just bring a sense of peace and calm to our little tribe, doing the best we can in a crazy-ass world that's going to continue to escalate in a fever-pitch insanity presentation of the human condition, not to punish any of us, but to reveal what's being loosened so humanity can stay in the trajectory of evolving our consciousness, which will eventually change the way we behave. Go ahead and open your eyes. I'm going to grab a Kleenex. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. So now I'm going to share with you the message, and before I do, I'm going to give one more preface. I'm working really hard at noticing everything that is shifting within me. And I am noticing more than ever. and as I confess this, there's a part of me that's almost embarrassed, because this part of me in the past that all of you have experienced, my need to over-explain out of so much love and compassion and determination to support you, and this sense since I was a child, when I could see and sense things that other people couldn't see and sense, this need to convince, this need to be weird, but somehow justify my weirdness so people that I loved and cared about, or in my flock as a pastor, or you in my tribe, this need to convince so you get it. I have this part of me I'm seeing from this Google Map perspective as we're moving into 2026. That's almost embarrassing as I'm seeing it more clearly. So with that admission in mind, I've been asking myself, how can I distill down what feels important and become this new version of myself on Magical Mondays? And I've decided I'm just going to write what I want to say so I don't veer off into tangents that default me into over-explanation. With that being said, I will remind you that Those of you who had one-on-ones this week, I shared this with you. A week ago Monday, in my own evening meditation, I have a morning stillness practice and an evening practice. The elder said to me personally, we want you to treat the messages that we are bringing forward at the beginning of every month as energetic medicine. And I said, share with me what that means. And they said, well, in your language, my language, with your clients over the years, you have used the analogy of energetic Drano, where there are different processes and different techniques to pour in Drano to release blockages that create space for clarity to show up in your clients and in yourself. We want you to, for yourself and to tell your tribe, which I've done for those who have had one-on-ones this week. Now I'm saying it to all of you. The elders are inviting us to utilize the message that they give us at the beginning of each month, that they began to give us practice holding in our hands 18 months ago, as medicine, energetic medicine. We don't have to fully understand, but what they're saying is if you pick that up once a day or 10 times a day and you read a sentence, a paragraph, or the entirety, you're going to be transmitted energetic shifts in you as medicine that are going to meet you right where you are. And why that is so important is because that takes the pressure off me to keep returning to the message to convince you to take your medicine. I'm not going to do that anymore. So today, I ask the elders in my morning stillness practice, what is the point of focus today? I got the point of focus. I sat in my stillness and I distilled down what I'm going to read to you. And ironically, when I logged on to get on the page, Wilkinson had tagged me in a post that he posted on his personal page yesterday, and he pulled the exact same element, which I love that kind of synchronicity. Go to his page and see how that stuck out to him in his personal experience and juxtaposed it on what I'm going to read and share with you right now. I'm going to invite you to just close your eyes and really focus on the words I'm saying to you, because they're on the same frequency as the energetic medicine. And I'm going to just read it so I'm not distracted. So every Monday, I'm pulling out a piece from the bigger message, and I'm trusting that you are building your own relationship with the bigger message. So here's the piece that I want to highlight, one line from this month's message that may land differently in you and for you today. Here's the line. It will seem at times as if you and another person are standing in two different worlds while looking at the same event. If you pause with that one sentence, it actually describes what we're already living through and what 2026 will make impossible to ignore. How is it that two humans looking at the same situation can experience it as if they're standing in different realities? It's simple. They're interpreting it through two different nervous systems, two different belief structures, and two different states of consciousness. One is responding to the world from survival, from fear, from identity, from their story, from threat. The other is responding from presence. I am consciousness, the infinite, the intelligence of the one source creator, the ocean within us, from groundedness and from inner stillness. Same event, same place, two very different worlds. And that's exactly what we've been prepared for, message by message, since the Masters of Light and the elders started channeling through me in 2017. The elders have been whispering, they've been nudging, and sometimes I've used that snow globe. They've shaken us awake, hear me, not for a moment of inspiration. These magical Mondays are not just for a moment of inspiration, but they are for this moment of 2026, a moment of demonstration. Us demonstrating our inner stillness. We are stepping into the lived experience of this timeline split, this energetic split I've been pointing to with the elders all of 2025. It's not a split between people. It's a split in how consciousness within each person interprets reality. And here's what I want us all to take in gently right now, you guys. Without panic, the world stage is going to continue to intensify. The systems are going to shake and wobble and fall. We've been being prepared for that. And people are going to react in the way nervous systems do when they feel unsafe, including you and me. And in those times, you're going to notice some will collapse into panic and outrage, and others, sometimes you, sometimes not you, will feel strangely still and clear. That doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean you're cold or you're blind or you're spiritually bypassing. It means your nervous system has been training for this since the moment you first started awakening. Feel that. You're allowed to feel scared. You're allowed to feel angry, and you're allowed to feel grief and compassion and exhaustion. Our emotion is not the problem, you guys. Identification with the emotion is. So the question in every moment becomes this. It's in the message. It's in the medicine for January. Which frequency am I feeding? Plain and simple. It makes it cut and dry for us. It makes it cut and dry for our taking responsibility of our own nervous system. Am I feeding anxiety or am I feeding clarity? Am I feeding the collective storm or am I feeding my own inner light? And here's the key. You don't have to watch the news to stay informed on a soul level. You're not required to stay plugged in to the collective panic to prove that you care. Let that land. It's a lie. Before the internet, we hardly knew what was going on outside of what was our local news. Now we know everybody's pain in every corner of the world. I'm not responsible to hold that. Neither are you. Sometimes the most loving action that you can take is to unplug. We've been practicing that for years now, but the temptation to stay plugged in as the fever pitch insanity escalates is going to become more challenging. So right now, I want to encourage you. We've been being trained with our breath breaks. We're going to do it right now. You want to know an easy, fast way to unplug? Anytime you feel like scrolling the news, take a breath break. Anytime you're activated with emotion that takes you out into the outer chaos and wreaks havoc in your mind and in your heart, take your jumper cables, say, wait a minute. I'm not going to participate this way. I'm feeding a frequency I don't want to expand in me, and reroute yourself right back inward. That's the path of 2026, and we're going to walk it together. Let's do it together right now, and then I'm going to leave you there. Take your jumper cables, put them on your heart chakra. Let's continue to use the breathing pattern that the elders gave us at the beginning of this year. It's in through our nose for 4 counts, and it's out through our mouth for 6 counts. Everybody exhale so you can take some breath in. Before you do, focus on the gold light of your infinite ocean inside of you. Breathe in through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do it 2 more times, but before we do the second round, let your body soften a little more. Let your face relax and your eyes soften. Focus on that gold light. Let the infinite ocean of the one source creator continue to open your drop, open the energy of your soul into the bandwidth of the ocean, breath by breath. Everybody inhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Before we take the third and final one and I hang up, I want you to ask this question as your mantra for the week. Let it guide you inward over and over. What frequency am I feeding? That's your anchor to pull you back inward. It's obvious which frequency we're feeding by the way our nervous system is responding. Which frequency am I feeding? Let's feed the frequency of inner calm with one last breath together right now. In through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out through your mouth for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to encourage you to hang up and stay inward right there for at least 1 more minute all by yourself. Your mantra for the week: which frequency am I feeding? I love you tons. Bye for now.